Welcome to Gluten-Free Kitchen Cafe. No gluten, no rice, no wheat, no corn, no grain. Let's cook. Okay, so in this video, we're making pad thai. So first we need to make our peanut sauce. So here's a quick look at our ingredients. I like creamy peanut butter, but you can use crunchy. Just as a note, I'm using gluten-free tamari sauce in exchange for regular soy sauce. So they're the same thing, just no gluten. So in a bowl, you're going to add all of your ingredients and you're going to need a whisk. So just dump everything in the bowl. It doesn't matter which order. And then you're just going to whisk it up until it is nice and creamy smooth. I actually had to add about half a cup of warm water rather than a quarter of a cup because it just really wouldn't get smooth, but it might just depend on what kind of peanut butter you use. So after you mix this up, if you feel like it needs more ginger or more lime juice or more soy sauce or whatever, just remember to just taste your food as it's being mixed, and you can adjust the flavors as you prefer. So now that we've got our peanut sauce all mixed, you can just put it aside because next what we're going to do is cook our ingredients for the rest of the dish. So here's a quick look at our ingredients. I'm using glass rice noodles that I got from the grocery store. I'm adding chicken and shrimp along with basil, cilantro, and scallions. So first what we're going to do is we're going to cook our noodles. So the package suggests for traditional cooking, you turn on your skillet, you add your 8 cups of water, and then add in your noodles and bring to a boil. And then once you have it to a boil, you're going to turn the heat off and keep the lid on for half an hour. I did not find this to be long enough or hot enough to cook. So make sure you check your noodles while you're preparing everything else. Mine were still kind of crunchy. So just keep an eye on what's going on your noodles. And if you need to bring it back up to a boil again, go ahead and do that. But also make sure you don't overcook them because they can get really mushy. So next I set my noodles timer for 30 minutes, and that gave me just about enough time to cook everything else. So in another skillet, I'm going to go on medium heat. I'm going to add some oil to my pan and the chicken and the lime juice. So I'm just going to cook my chicken until it is done. That took about 20 minutes on medium to low heat. Make sure you check the temperature of your chicken, which should be about 165 degrees, to make sure that it is done. You do not want undercooked chicken. So next I just gave it a nice good stir, and then I put the lid on, and I'm going to let it simmer cook while I go and wash and chop all my vegetables. So I'm just going to chop the scallions first, and I'm going to set these aside along with the rest of my vegetables that I'm not going to cook, because they're going to go on top of the dish once it's being served in the serving dish. A quick word about my Patreon. There's only one tier. Everyone gets all the recipes, tips, tricks, and access to all giveaways and contests. It's only $5 a month. The link will be in the description below. Thank you. So now I'm just taking a quick look at my chicken. It looks pretty done. So I'm just going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to let it set in the pot. And now I'm just going to chop my bell peppers, because that's what we're going to cook next. So I saw this online where you like push the top of the button in and it's supposed to make things easier. It doesn't. You know, you still have to chop it and seeds still get everywhere. So, you know, don't believe everything you see on the internet. So now that my peppers are chopped, we're going to go over to our pot of chicken, and I'm going to add in the shrimp. So you want to cook your shrimp about 3 to 4 minutes. Make sure they are opaque and done. You don't want them to look transparent. I'm cooking them in the oil and lime juice with the chicken broth that has been created by the chicken, and that's going to make some really nice flavors. So next I'm chopping up my cilantro, and you don't have to chop it micro, because we're just going to splatter it all over the top of the dish once we serve it. All right, now we've got some nice big leaves of fresh basil. So I'm just tearing off a bunch, and make sure that they're really clean. Make sure you've checked each leaf. Make sure there's no dirt on, the undersides of the leaves. So now with my basil, I just like to stack them like a little deck of cards and roll them up like a little cigar, and then slice them fairly thin. Doesn't have to be super tidy, but I feel like this is a lot easier than slicing them one little leaf at a time. And if you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click like. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask in the comments section. I would love to hear what you think. All right, looks like the shrimp is done. And now we're gonna crack some eggs in a bowl and scramble them. And just to add a little bit more flavor to the eggs, I'm just gonna add a dash or two of sesame oil. I think it really adds to the flavor of the eggs. So you don't have to add much, because this is a really strong flavor of an oil. Just a little bit, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. And just give that a good scramble, because we're going to fry these up in one of the skillets. So back over at the stove, I am taking everything out of the pot that we cooked the chicken and shrimp in, and just going to put it in a dish and set it aside for now. So I'm taking the chicken and shrimp out, and I'm going to reserve a little bit of the liquid to cook the bell peppers in. So just set that dish of meat aside. Now on medium heat, maybe a little lower, go ahead and add your bell peppers to what we just cooked the chicken and shrimp in. Bring it to a boil, and then you're going to lower the heat a little bit. Aren't those bell peppers beautiful? They were really that red. It's crazy. So just make sure everything is thin enough that we know these are going to get cooked real quick. So put your lid on, and we're going to let those cook for about 10 or 15 minutes until they're pretty soft. And next we're going to just pour them into the bowl. So be careful, this is going to be really hot. So next we're going to reserve about 1/4 to 1/8 of a cup of this. That looks like 1/8 of a cup of this liquid that we cook everything else in. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour that right back in the pan, and make sure your oven or your stove is on medium heat, and we are going to cook our eggs. So because we haven't added any milk to our eggs, they're going to seem kind of runny, especially with the flavored liquid that we've reserved in the pan. But that's okay. So just keep stirring and letting them cook. And this is going to be really flavorful. You're really going to enjoy this. So I hope you click like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know anybody who's got a gluten allergy or cannot tolerate rice, I have so many recipes. I've learned to absolutely love cooking. When I first discovered I couldn't eat gluten, I was very sad. I love food. So now I am so happy to share these recipes with you. So if you know anyone that misses eating all these foods like tortillas and bread, cake, cupcakes, please share my channel. All right, so now we're going to plate our wonderful pad thai noodles with chicken and shrimp. So to make sure that all the noodles get enough sauce, I've ladled in some sauce. And now we've got piping hot noodles from the pan. And next we're going to add our chicken and our shrimp. Just dump it on there. And then we're going to add some scallions. And the heat from the noodles is going to really open the flavor on these scallions right now. Next, add your cooked bell peppers. And now we're going to add more peanut sauce. This peanut sauce is great. You can actually use it for dipping vegetables like celery. You can use it on scrambled eggs. I know that sounds really weird, but believe me, it is really, really tasty. Yeah, so just don't be shy. Just dump everything on. Now I'm putting on the scrambled eggs. You can hear my cat in the background. She's meowing because she wants my attention, but in a moment, cat. Okay, so next we're adding cilantro and our basil. And next, we're going to sprinkle on some sesame seeds. After this video is over, I dumped all the sesame seeds on there because I love how they taste. But you can be as ginger or as slight with the sesame seeds as you want. It's less for flavor and more for decoration, but I think they make a nice flavor. Now go ahead and sprinkle on some of the raw shredded carrots, which adds a nice little crunch to this dish. And that's it. And this dish freezes great. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching. Remember to click like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I post 2 to 3 videos a week. See you soon.